Hi, my name is Carol Toliver, and I guess you can tell by my overalls that I work in construction, which you're probably a bit surprised at. There aren't that many females in construction. I happen to be a union electrician. I just want to talk a little bit about women in construction. We are there, but it's very challenging. Often we have different challenges than the guys, so I just want people to be aware that it is doable, it is feasible, but you have to be determined and really develop what I call a thick skin, because there's, if you ever work with a bunch of guys, they have their moments. How I got started is kind of accidental. What happened was I was on my way to being a school teacher, and my husband got hurt on a job. And at the same time, I had applied for an apprenticeship, which is usually how most people get into construction. And somehow or other down the line, I had applied, and I got a letter that I had been accepted. Now, the difference between starting out going for it to be a teacher and going for it to be a construction worker, well, they start paying you right off. So they started paying me like 15 bucks an hour, and they promised me on-the-job training. So I said, well, this is the choice I'm going to make right now. At the time, I was pretty ignorant about the trades in general, and for some reason I presumed that being an electrician was the easier, less physical route, because when I first began, I didn't really know what an electrician actually did. I thought they just put wires to the lights, but there's a lot more to it than that. So as far as apprenticeships are concerned, I think it's a good avenue to pursue. I actually do have a college degree. I went to college and I was getting $12 and $10 and $15 jobs, and I decided to give this a shot, and it does pay the bills. Another good thing is I have a certain flexibility of times I have to work. I don't necessarily have to get up every day 50 weeks a year and go to work. Sometimes I have downtime, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But all in all, it's a good program. And when you finish a program, you'll have a craft that no one can ever take from you. And you can even work for your friends or relatives, or there are many different options after you finish the apprenticeship. But the one thing I would stress when you're an apprentice, two things. When you're working and you're working on a job, try to put your hands on every single project that's going on that job. And when you're working, save your money so that when you're not working, you won't stress out. We're trying to make this shift to get into more green technologies, but a lot of times as electricians, we're subcontractors, so we have to follow the general contractor. But one thing that's starting to happen is the solar electricity, and we are starting to get contractors that come into our union requesting workers to do the solar work, and we also have a training class in the solar installation. So it's still catching on, but we're starting to move towards more green build. That's the wave of the future. I just want to encourage you, if you think you like to work with your hands. Oh, and you know what else I'd like to include? The money is really good. So if you're making $12 in an office, I'm making $44.50 an hour. I get dirty sometimes. I go home and take a shower. The work is physical sometimes. If it gets too hard for me, I ask someone for help. So I think that my career, I've been in 10 years, 5 years as an apprentice, 5 years as a journeyman, and I'm just now beginning to feel that I know what I'm doing. So if you decide to become an apprentice and you turn out and you feel really nervous, like you don't know what you're doing, just keep going to jobs and you'll learn as you go. In the beginning, you won't last long. Don't get discouraged. Don't take it personally. But because every job you go to, you learn a new skill that you can take to the next job.